It absolutely shocked me when we met up with my friend who was like a brother growing up. We met with him and his wife at a baseball game, and you were talking to the wife, and I was talking to him, and I was like, "Well, so how's your marriage going?" They had just been married a couple years, and I fully expected him to say it's wonderful, fantastic, and he did say some of those things, but he also said, "Well, there's times where I have to choose to love my wife."
Choose?
And I was like, "Wait, back up, roll that back. Wait, what?" I That really did shock me, that there's a going out of
Mm.
love and coming back, and I said, "Well, what do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, there's just sometimes there's tension, and I have to choose to love her during those times, just like she has to do the same for me." And I was part of that myth where I thought, we love each other so dearly, we'll never dip out of love. And I was not aware that would happen in marriage. I think our culture has been so influenced by the Disney
Sure.
narrative. You get married, you live happily ever after, and I loved you dearly.
And you're
So,
always passionately in love with each other.
yes, and I really thought that's just how it plays out.
And
And
in reality, after us being married, almost 22 years now, and all the 400 plus couples we've worked with, we realize there's often times in our marriage where we don't like our spouse. So we have to choose to love them because they're not very likable at times. I've fallen out of love. We no longer should be married, and that's not the case at all. If you do the work, it will get better. If you choose, love is a choice. If you choose to love your spouse when they're not likable and do the work, you will have the healthy marriage that you're wanting and desiring. Covenant love is love that's not based on my feelings. It's not based on your performance or how easy you are to love, right? Covenant love is I'm going to love you no matter what I feel, what your performance is, what your behavior is, or how easy you are to love. And it's so important for our spouse to believe that we love them when they're their worst. That when they're their
right.
worst, that's not going to change how much we love them. We may not like them when they're at their worst, but we're going to still love them, and we're not going to abandon them when they're at their worst. That's so important. The first will remind you that love is a choice. It's not the myth that it's a feeling. Love is a choice.